I want to go live now to the Deputy Federal Leader of the Nationals in Perrin Davey. Perrin, thanks so much for your time. The Nats did okay despite the Liberals. Do you think the Liberals were a drag on your vote in any way?
Well, certainly in the Senate it would look that way. I'm currently the Liberal National Coalition in the New South Wales Senate is looking like it won't pick up a third quota, which would mean that I will not remain in the Senate because I, due to our agreement, am number 3 on the joint ticket. So,
wow.
But as you say, the Nationals, we did really well when the national swing was going against us. We've got at least 3 seats that increased their margin in New South Wales alone. We've returned all of our lower house members, plus transitioning 3 of those seats from retiring members. And we look very, very close to getting over the line in Bendigo, which is exceptional. So,
Perrin,
I think
you
the
think you're
Nationals
out of
can hold their
Parliament?
heads high. It's looking very much that way.
So
yes.
are you calling it now, or you still got a skerrick of hope here?
Look, I'm always a glass half full person. I would love to hold on to hope, but I'm also a realist. So I am hoping I'm not one of the politicians that you were talking about with Claire Armstrong that is unemployable outside of politics.
Yeah.
And but I will wait for the final count before I formally concede, but it's not looking good at all at the moment.
Perrin, it is such a noble job to give your career and to work in the public service. And look, I should say, when you see an election result like this, we can all sit here and talk about what went wrong, but we do need to remember that hundreds, if not thousands of people do lose their jobs, and then they're looking for another purpose on the other side. So I don't wish to be at all unsympathetic to the situation that you and hundreds of others are in. That said, the Nationals did pretty well. You've got a strong brand, you know who you are. The comments have been made about women like yourself in leadership roles not being front and centre of the centre of the campaign, the mainstream media focus of the campaign. Do you think that is a problem?
Look, I think, firstly, I'm incredibly proud of the Nationals and the job we did, and we have a new woman joining our party room in Alison Penfold from Line, and she's a fantastic woman. So she'll join Michelle Landry, Anne Webster, Bridget McKenzie, Susan McDonald, and Jacinta Nampijinpa Price. So I'm very proud of that fact. I do think that it has been something I've been concerned about for a long time as Australia moves more and more towards a presidential style campaign. The remaining cabinet team are being pushed into the shadows, and that isn't always the right thing to do. And we saw in 2022, Albanese actually allowed his cabinet to do a lot of the talking for him. And I was reminded the other day that one of the best weeks of that campaign that Albanese had was when he had COVID. So we need to get away from this centralist campaigning and really let the team shine so that Australians know when they are voting that they're not just voting for the leader, they're voting for a strong team that has really good skills.
What was the biggest mistake, do you think, Perrin? What do you want to see change? Because as you sit here this morning looking at the prospect of likely being out of Parliament, it must be infuriating to see this.
Oh, look, I know that we did a lot of policy work in the lead up to the campaign itself, but during the campaign, I'm not sure how decisions were being made as to how to roll things out. And I think listening to feedback, I think this is the strength of the Nationals. We run a very local campaign. Our candidates are on the ground speaking to people every day and listening to their concerns and then fighting to develop those policies. And we got the policy like the Regional Australia Future Fund policy out during the election very, very strongly, and we sold it. And I think that we need to be more willing to listen to feedback and, importantly, also focus on what people are telling us, not what we think they want to hear.
That's very good advice. Perrin, it's great to talk to you this morning. I hope it's not the last time. I think it won't be. Thank you for your time as always. We'll see you soon.